What is going on, YouTube? Carter here with Edged Mindset. We're taking a look at a new, I don't know what was up with that intro. Man, you just gotta shake it up every once in a while and make it a little bit different, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I just need some more sleep. We're taking a look at a Civivi knife. Budget knife. Once again, everybody's experience is different. Maybe everybody doesn't consider this to be a budget knife, but I consider it to be a budget knife. And my first Civivi ever. I've owned, I think, one Wii knives before, and I believe Civivi is the budget line of Wii subsidiary, something like that. First Civivi knife ever, right here. First Civivi knife, and first. It doesn't really say. First Ultem I've ever had. This should be Ultem scales, if I got the right one. Got this in from Amazon. We've got ourselves a little pouch here. Pretty inexpensive pouch. Not too bad. Ooh, it does have the Ultem. We've got a little pamphlet of information here. That's pretty cool. We've got a microfiber cloth branded with Civivi. That's kind of cool. Sticker. Another sticker. This is like their flagship model, the Ultimatum. No, the something. I don't know. I can't think of it right now. Pretty cool graphic design going on with Civivi. Very clean, simple look. This is the Vision knife right here with textured Ultem, which is pretty cool. I wanted to look, make sure we don't have any cracks or anything in that Ultem. I hear that is a potential problem if you over tighten some of the screws and things like that. There is the action on this knife. We've got the blacked out blade. This is Nitro V steel. Now I've heard, designed by Snexix. Interesting. I'll talk about that here in a minute. Good lockup. Need to tighten that pivot up just a touch. But Nitro V steel, I've heard it mentioned a lot. A few different companies are using it. I don't know a lot about it. I believe it's just a kind of more nitrogen-based budget steel. Please correct me down below if I'm wrong. I believe that's the angle. I don't know what it compares to that I'm familiar with. Every time I look up what Nitro V is similar to, it's steels that I'm also not very knowledgeable about. So if anybody can enlighten me on Nitro V, is it any good? What's its uses and characteristics? Is it nitrogen based, hence the Nitro V, and so it would be very corrosion resistant? Let me know down below. Really high flat grind, nice and slicey speed holes so you can cut faster. Kind of it's not a wire pocket clip, but it almost is. Deep carry, very standard, just bent steel, nothing much going on there. Steel liners, just the speed holes for skeletonization. And then it's got this lock here. I forget what they're calling this lock, Civivi, but I believe it is based off of the Snexix Super Lock. Man, I cannot remember what Civivi is calling this lock. But it's based off of Snexix Super Lock, which is also what the Shark Lock is based off of. So Snexix has an open source lock, which is this lock that numerous companies have adopted. This is one of them. So this did not steal from Shark Lock. This did not steal from Demco. They both are using this Snexix Lock, Super Lock. So just to clear that out of the air, because one of the number one things I hear people talk about with this knife and kind of complain about is that it ripped off the Shark Lock. I mean, no. I mean, did it take the popularity of the Shark Lock and say, well, it looks like people want this type of lock, and then they use the same lock that the Shark Lock is based off of? Yeah, maybe. I mean, you could say that. You could say in a certain aspect, they did somewhat lift the Shark Lock just because Shark Lock was first, I believe. But technically, nothing was stolen. It's all open source. Other people use it as well. Super, quote unquote, fidgety, as you can tell. Let's tighten up that pivot just for fun. Look at that, T8. Tighten that bad boy up. Yeah, there we go. That's all I needed. Wow, that is nice. I do get why people like to play with this thing. Can't wait to carry it around, give it a try. Super slick and lightweight. Let's actually get a weight on here just for fun. See what we're dealing with these P scales, 4.1 ounces. So nothing fancy. I think he would be okay with this one. He's got that 4 ounce kind of rule with his pocket knives. He doesn't like them to be more than 4 ounces. This one beats it by 0.1, but it's a pretty decent sized knife, so I think he'd be okay with it. Para 2, about the same size. About the same amount of cutting length as well. Very, very similar, actually. Look at that. Look at that. And actually, let's get a weight on the Para 2. I always forget what it is. So 4.1 ounces on the Vision. 3.8 on the Para 2. So the Vision does weigh a little bit more. Both have fairly new style locks. Let's do cutting length. Yeah, almost identical in terms of cutting length. You get more belly on the Para 2, but very, very similar. Blade stock is actually thinner on the Vision. We can can't really see the tip, doesn't want to focus. Very similar on the tips. Both full flat grinds. Man, Para 2 though, man, it's just such a good one, you know, because it does raise the question, what does the Vision offer that the Para 2 doesn't? They both have thumbs free, thumbs out of the way, opening and closing. Para 2's made in the US. Vision's cheaper. I would say that the steel you're going to get on a Para 2 is probably a little bit better than what you're going to see on the Vision. I can't say that for sure. Like I said, I don't know much about Nitro V, but I don't think it's a super steel. This one is more fidgety-able, though. That Ultem looks cool. I like the Ultem with the black. I think that really makes it sing. Ultem's one of those weird scales. You know, so it's like it or hate it. Some people just think it looks like pee. They don't really get it. It's just plastic. It has cool characteristics in terms of like chemical resistance and heat resistance. Like I guess it won't melt. Like you can't turn it back into melted plastic once it's like taken its form. But in terms of like knife scales, I don't know really how much of that translates to value for a user. You know what I mean? To me, it almost just seems like it's just different than G10, and it's yellow, semi-transparent. I do like it with the texture though, as opposed to kind of the glossy finish. But all right, Civivi Vision, very fidgetable, nice little EDC knife. We'll see how much I like it. All right, guys, let me know down below. Would you ever buy an Ultem knife? Do you like Ultem? Or are you one of the Ultem haters? Let me know down below. I don't like how that's written there. That looks really obnoxious. Way too big. Almost like an afterthought. Maybe it was. Maybe some of the early versions of this didn't even have that. Looks pretty ugly. But everything else is pretty cool. All right, guys, I'm out.